Everybody, how's it going? Today we're finally going to take a look at the collab rundown for the Shaman King. And I know this is a little bit later than I usually do this, but I mean the biggest thing was gamewith, at least when I finished it yesterday, still did not have the full details about the strike shot. I had to scrounge up everything from the internets, and hopefully they're accurate, but it definitely is complicated in terms of the nitty-gritty details. If you're not interested in that, I still have a rough idea of what you need to worry about for these strike shots to maximize their effectiveness. But it's definitely interesting that they decided to make these specs a little complicated. Not little, very complicated than usual. So we'll have to see what their reasoning was for that. Well, we'll probably won't find out about that. But at least we got the details here, so I can do my best to make sure you understand what's going on. So let's quickly take a look at the Gacha Monsters. Of course, we've got the 6-star monsters. They are in the middle of the picture there. We've got Tauren in dark, Horo in water, and we've got Asakura Yo in wood. We also have the 4 5-star monsters, Faust the 8th, and Umemiya Ryunosuke in fire. They straddle the monsters there on the photo. So let's take a look quickly at our Gacha Monsters. We'll start with Tauren there in dark. He has a preliminary 8.0 on gamewith. He has super null damage wall, null magic circle, null element resist on the main, and on the gauge we have null speed down wall, status effect inner strength, and a strike shot turn reducer. Strike shot is a 20+8 speed power up and follow up attack to the first enemy hit. We'll go into the details a little bit later after I'm done talking. And the bomb combo is a dark round spark with Chozetsu slashes. Now, strike shot is a percentage attack that does not deal direct damage. There are some stages where direct damage versus indirect damage makes a difference. The important thing to note is that this is not direct hitting damage. But what's also important, while it does say it's to the first enemy hit, it does have a pretty generous area of effect damage. So it's not just that one monster. Anybody around that monster will also suffer the same hit. So it's a little bit forgiving in that regards. And of course, I mean, just looking at the set, it is a unique set of skills, right? Damage wall, null magic circle, and speed down wall. But again, magic circle and speed down wall, of course, we're starting to get speed down wall everywhere. We're seeing that as a reality. And I keep saying it, it feels like they are really souping up monsters that have null magic circle. So we might starting to see that as a norm, which is annoying, but we'll see. But I mean, it's a set that's strong, but it's hard to find a stage to really show him off right now. So maybe in the future he'll shine, but kind of tough right now. Now, the strike shot. Well, let's take a look at the details here real quick. Basically, we got, of course, 2 turn charges. At 20 turns, you get the first SS, and 20 plus 8, you get the second turn. The boost in attack for the first turn goes to 1.35 times, and the second stage turns to 1.55 times. Now, what's important is the follow-up attack. You can see that it has static hits as well as percentage damage. And so for the first stage, you'll get 10 hits at 52% of your attack stat. And it will do 40% of the remaining HP after you are done moving. And that's important to note. It's not when you fire the strike shot that the percentage happens. It's after you've moved around. You've already done your damage while moving around. And then you'll do the percentage damage. So that actually means you don't really necessarily want to do too much damage to the boss before you end up kicking off your follow-up attack, because the more you leave, the more percentage damage you do, which is kind of hard to imagine properly, right? So, and of course, that means you also want to do this at the start of the boss's gauge, right? As much HP as it has, you want to wait until that's there so you can kick off all that HP, and you actually don't want to damage him while you're moving around before it kicks off. Kind of unintuitive, but it's the fact that the percentage is calculated after you are done moving that makes this tricky. So do keep that in mind if you got Tauren and you are using his strike shot. All right, let's take a look at the water element monster Horo. He has a preliminary 8.5 rating on gamewith. Super null damage wall, null speed down wall on the main. No warp and soul steal on the gauge. Strike shot is a 16 plus 8 speed power up and follow up attack to the first hit enemy. Bomb combo is the water involute sphere and attach bomb 6, which is really nice bomb combo. Important thing to note here is that strike shot is a percentage damage and does area of attack damage. So it does say the first hit enemy, but anybody around that first hit enemy will also suffer as well. The percentage damage appears to do something with your total HP. We'll go into the details on the next slide. And kind of the same deal with Horo. It's kind of hard to find some difficult stages for him to shine with damage wall and speed down wall and warp. But sounds like, it's a kit where he could shine, so maybe near future. Now, let's take a look at the stats here. So, for the first stage, Horo gets a 1.15 times boost in attack, and the second stage it turns into 1.25 times. But here's the follow-up attack. Important point here is that for the first stage, it's 3 times your attack stat plus percentage damage, where it takes into account your team's HP percentage. So if you are fully healed up, max health, you will maximize the percentage output. And for the first stage, that does 10 plus 20%. So maximum for first stage is 30% damage. However, you do get a minimum guarantee, so no matter how much your damage, how little HP you have, you will do a minimum output of 1 million hit point of damage. Now in the second gauge, it goes to 4.5 times your attack stat plus percentage damage that is 18 plus 36 times your team's HP. And I mean, don't ask me how people were able to figure that out right away. Like, it could be a little inaccurate here, so don't take this as the word as gospel. But I saw the video, and when the team was at 100%, it did about 54% of the boss's health. And so I guess they did some calculations, and at minimum you were getting 18%, so that's why that 18 is there. And then you scale it linearly to get 36 times your team's HP percentage. So anyways, that means fully healed team gets you about 54% of the boss's bar, which is cool to see. But I mean, the important thing to realize here is that this depends on your HP when you start using the strike shot, right? So unlike Taoren's strike shot, where it doesn't take into effect until you're done moving, this only takes effect immediately when you use the strike shot, which is unfortunate because obviously Horo has soul steal, right? So if it was after he was done moving, then maybe you could kill enough enemies, heal up, and then take advantage of the extra damage. That does not appear to be the case. It takes on your health percentage when you start the move. Now, unless if I misinterpreted it, or if what people are saying online are wrong, I apologize, but that seems to be the case, which is really, really unfortunate. So, I mean, in short, how do you want to effectively use Horo? You want to use this strike shot when you are at max health. And if you do this when you're in a pinch, you're actually not going to do that much, right? You're probably just going to hit the minimum guaranteed damage of 1 million and 1.5 million respectively. So be careful about that if you are using Horo. Alright? There you go. Next up is Asakura Yo, and he has the highest rating of the 3 at 9.0. He is super null damage wall, super null wind, weak point slayer, bump combo times 2. That's all on the main strike shot. The gauge features super null speed down wall and vital slayer on the gauge. Strike shot is an 18 plus 4 speed power up and does a follow up attack to the boss after moving. It guarantees to hit the boss, which is good to see. And the bump combo is a super expanding pierce lock on shockwave and a attack speed up bump combo. He is a pierce blast type, and for the strike shot, This one scales damage based on the number of hits you got on that turn, that counter that shows up on the right corner, right? And the number of unique enemies you hit. And so that turns into a crazy formula. We'll show that on the next slide. Actually, I have 2 slides for Yo's strike shot. But of course, the obvious, disappointment with Asakura here is the fact that he's a blast type, but one of his bump combos does 0 damage. Obviously, a blast type monster, you want to have strong bump combos so you can take advantage of that blast typing to do that extra damage. So it is really disappointing to see that 0 on there, but let's be honest, we've got 3 nulls and 2 slayers, right? The vital and weak point. So it is pretty solid of a kit there. But again, all 3 Shaman King monsters suffer from the fact that it's really hard to find a good quest to have them shine on. So same, wrap there. Now, strike shot, if you're afraid of numbers, please look away because you're going to see a lot of decimal points here. But strike shot tier 1 is a 1.3 times boost to his attack, and strike shot tier 2 is a 1.5 times attack. But now the follow-up attack, like I said, this depends on the hit count you get, right? The total number of actual damage or your bump combo hits tallying up on that corner. The higher that is, the better. But that gets multiplied by 0.08 plus some value multiplied by the number of enemies hit. And that is added to 25%, and you get that as your percentage damage that you do to the boss on that stage. On top of that, there is a maximum cap of how much of that hit count contributes to the formula. So on the first tier, it caps out at 265 hits. And then on the second tier, it caps out at 545 hits. How people figured out that limit, who knows? Amazing job. But there is a cap for the amount of hit counts you get. So you can't try to max out at 1,000 and completely blow away the gauge. That's not how that works. There is a cap. But again, there is a minimum guaranteed damage count, and for the first tier you get 1.5 million guaranteed. Second tier you get 1.8 million guaranteed. So yeah, so what does that mean? Well, if you're using Asakura, you want to bring monsters that do have bump combos that can maximize the number of hits. So kind of those piercing, homing bump combos, those are really good. Anything with a large spread type bump combo that maybe pierces would be really good. And of course, you want to hit as many monsters too, so that the threshold that you need for the hit count goes down. So getting bump combos with speed up style bump combos would also be really helpful to work with Asakura Yo's strike shot. And there is a known bug right now where the boss may leave before the full animation follow-up damage completes. It happens in rare situations, they say, but the good news is, as of November 18th, by the time I'm recording this video, the update is available on your respective app stores, and you can download that to get that fixed. Version 22.1.1 will have that fixed. Also, very important here is if you just care about the thresholds, there is a way for his strike shot to cross 100% of that particular bar that you see on the screen. And remember, this is a percentage, so you could get a little bit more than 100, but here are the thresholds. So if you get 350 hits, you need to make sure you hit 9 or more enemies on the screen. 400 hits, the minimum goes down to 7. 450 hits, you get 6 or more. 500 hits, you need to hit 5 or more. And if you're able to max it out at 545 hits, you will only need to hit 4 or more monsters. So, you can just keep that in mind on the counter. Like if you hit these 50 thresholds, you know how much, how many monsters you need to hit to effectively clear out a bar for Asakura Yo. So, I didn't think I would ever have to write these kind of complicated formulas for monster strike shots, but obviously that also means you're probably not keeping this in mind while you're using them. But this could be the difference between life and death. if you use these monsters, especially as a helper monsters, especially for those harder stages, maybe House stage will be really difficult. You need to understand what Horohoro's strike shot does, right? So keep this in mind. Feel free to use this as a reference, but oh boy, that is stupid complicated. We'll also go through the 4 5-star monsters real quick. We've got Umemiya Ryunosuke. He has an 8.0 rating right now. 8.0? That probably not right. I think it's a 7.5. I might have just copy pasted that wrong. Actually, let me check. Okay, I did get that wrong. He does have a 7.5, and I did see that they updated their preliminary values to updated ones. Asakura Yo got downgraded to an 8.5, and Horohoro got downgraded to an 8.0. So do keep that in mind if that makes a difference for you. Ryunosuke's bump combo. I mean, obviously that's a strong one. The super bomb spread is really good. Strike shot is a 1.2 times attack boost and gives you about 460,000 damage. It's your hit count times his like kind of lasery type strike shot does that many hits times 6.15 times your attack stat for about 460k. But I mean, there's a lot of abilities there, but you're not going to need all of them in a 5-star quest. So probably does mean he'll have some breadth in terms of where he can play, but kind of, yeah, you know. And then we've got Faust the 8th here. He is at a 7.0 rating. Super Null Gravity Barrier, no win. Weak Point Slayer M, Ajin Slayer M, which is the Demi-Hume type, and Null Magic Circle on the gauge. Strike shot is a speed power-up and a follow-up attack to the boss after done moving. Bump combo is a super status effect recovery blast. 8-turn strike shot, always good to see. The boost is only 5% because it is so quick. It does about 960,000 damage with that follow-up. It is a attack times 5. It is also an elemental based strike shot, so you could get even more bonuses off of that, and there is a fixed damage kick at the end for 750,000 damage. But obviously, yeah, that's a lot of strong stuff. You got a Slayer M and Type Slayer against the Demi-Hume types. Means he can pack a big punch, but that bump combo for 5-star quests is a little bit leaving more to be desired. And of course, we have our troublemaker of the collab. It is Kyoyama Anna, and I mean, obviously, you know, myself included, not pretty happy about the fact that they have locked a full character behind a paywall. You cannot get Kyoyama Anna in any way unless you physically pay money for the pack. Very disappointing to see. But she does have an 8.0 stat. Super Null Gravity Barrier, Null Warp, Null Speed Down Wall, and Super Laser Stop. Strike Shot does a damage and delay combo. It is a speed power up with that follow up to the first enemy hit. And the bump combo is Super Pierce Homing 18 with Bound Heal. Again, Bound Heal doesn't do any damage, but it will heal your friendly units if they get hit. So again, you get basically like a Fire Lorelei without a sub bomb combo, which, oh man, that's kind of rough. But I mean, as a starter character, if you're just starting this game, you really like Shaman King, that's not a bad monster to start out with. It does both a damage roll and a support roll to help you survive. So having both isn't too bad, and you've got decent bumps. Gimmicks that it covers here: Gravity Barrier, Warp, and Speed Down Wall. Super Laser Stop helping you heal as well. So as a starter, not too bad. As a veteran to the game, it's definitely gonna feel like you're missing something. Again, we've got that blast typing, but a 0 damage bomb combo, which is disappointing to see. For those of you on the fence, I really don't see any reason that you have to get her. If you're a fan of the collab, of course, get her. That's an awesome memento for the collab. You know, it is ultimately up to you. But again, it's just disappointing that there's no way to get her in any way as a free-to-play player like myself. So yeah, 980 yen is the cost, which is, I mean, let's be honest, it is reasonable. But the other nice perk about Kyoyama here is, you know, with these stats, you know, she is functioning as a max luck during the collab duration. So if that's also appealing to you, definitely pick it up. However, do keep in mind that there is no way to max luck her. So once the collab ends, she will never be able to become a max luck monster again. Alright, so let's see what I have next. Oh yeah, just the strike shot details. It is a straight up boost to attack 1.25 times as you're moving around, and the follow up is an attack times 32 plus a delay of randomly 1 to 2 turns. Second gear is a 0.35 times boost, and the follow up is an attack stat times 48 plus a delay of 1 to 4 turns randomly. As noted, it will hit the first target, the first monster you hit. And for what all I can see online, that the turn delay is completely random, so there's nothing you can do to influence that. First tier randomly 1 to 2 turns, second tier randomly 1 to 4 turns. But it is important to note that the first tier is only 12 turns, so you can take advantage of a nice damaging strike shot with a delay to help you out. You know, not too bad. So you may, you know, don't forget that you can use her strike shot early and often. 12 turns is pretty fast. And, you know, hopefully you are already taking on the quest here. You can go to the event stage here and take them on. You can see that both Marco and Silva in the water and wood element at the 4 or 5 star quests are available 24/7. You can get them to 90 luck if you wish. The misleading coloring of Lyser Dethel there, even though he's full of green, he is a fire type monster. So make sure you don't bring the wrong type in. But it is a direct drop quest, so every day if you clear it, the first time that day you will get 7 drops guaranteed, and if you play co-op you have an additional chance to drop 2 or 3 rather than a single drop, increasing your maximum total drops for the day to 10. So if you're diligent about playing this quest for 10 days, you will be able to max luck him with only 10 attempts, which is nice. Again, veterans of this game know how painful these direct drop quests were when you didn't get that 7 drop guaranteed per day. It was painful. Of course, you can also take a look at the schedule. We've got 2 quests there that are the standard 5-6 star quests. We've got Zhan and Tao Yuan available in the light and dark elements. If you want to max luck them, make sure you pay attention when they are available, or wait until Monster Strike Day, which is coming very, very soon. And we also have the Insidious quest, and you can see it's actually up right now. I haven't even attempted it yet, but it features Asakura Mikihisa. And this, remember, you do not have to wait until Max Luck Day, Monster Strike Day, because he will always be featuring a plus 99 luck for his quest. So any monster you bring will be treated as a max luck, and you are guaranteed 2 chest drops at the end of that quest for your monster. No max luck needed. Bring your OPs and farm his quest away. There's no guarantee that the drops are going to be Mikihisa there, so you're just going to have to run that over and over and over again to finish his quest. I hear it's not that difficult, so if that's the case, alright, it just takes a little time. But it's important, you do not have to wait until Monster Strike Day to take him on, so do not forget about that. Now, there are Furyoku missions available. You always see these kind of missions related to the collab. This one is really nice and easy. You can, as you saw, you can just access it from the home screen here. Click that capsule, or whatever it is, and you can see your progress. Basically, all you have to do is spend stamina on any quest during the duration of the collab, and it will count. Now, I made sure to say that carefully, right? All you have to do is spend stamina, and it applies to any quest. So not just collab quests. You don't even have to win the quest. You just have to spend stamina, right? I'm actually a little bit worried about the music because the last news was region locked. So hopefully we'll just go back there in a second. But let me say that one more time. You do not have to clear the quest. They do not have to be collab quests. You just have to spend stamina, right? So, one thing that did show up on YouTube is you can just go on here, do this divine quest, take on the 400 stamina quest, play it, and then quit. You spend the 400 stamina, but you don't clear the stage so that you can't do this again. Then you just repeat it by wasting stamina. Take the quest on, start, quit. Take the quest on, start, quit. And you just do that over and over again. You can max out your rewards in about 15 minutes, I think they said. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, they have gone through like the normal quests and they may be overflowing with stamina. If that's one way you want to do that, great, right? Like you're taking advantage of those bonus quests. That sounds legit to me if you don't want to do it. Now, of course, if you're in a pinch at the end, that's a great way to do it as well. But anyways, the rewards you can see come up every 200 stamina spent, and you know, the rewards you can see by clicking this hot spring mark on the top right. You get copies of some monsters, as well as other good job stickers and miscellaneous items. And the monsters you can get from the collab is Taojun and Tamamura Tamao. Again, if you're just able to spend stamina, you're going to be getting them for free, which is very nice to see. Now, what's not in the game yet, but was announced in the latest Monster Strike news yesterday, is that eventually you'll go to the event screen here and you'll see a new icon, which you see on the slide there. And that is the special shaman, I already forgot the name of it. What was it? Shaman... I don't remember, but it was a shaman something. Oh wait, I still have my news post up. Let's see. Shaman Fight Quest. There you go. SFQ, is that right? But basically what this is, you got 5 different stages and you're going to be taking on the, you know, event monsters in a, what I assume is a special stage. There's 5 stages in totals and they give you more rewards. And how you take on these quests is you'll see that only the top one is unlocked. You have to clear that stage and then you'll move on to the next. If you want to take on a quest, you have to spend 50 of your Furyoku to attempt the quest. Now, important, you only spend the Furyoku if you are doing this as a host. If you are joining as a guest, you do not spend any Furyoku. And even better, if you clear the quest, it will still count as a clear. So that's a nice way to take advantage of co-op. Now, what is important is you can never join a stage that you yourself have not already unlocked. So you cannot join stage 4 if you haven't already cleared 1, 2, and 3 yourself. So do keep that in mind if you attempt to co-op this. You have to clear, you have to be eligible to play that stage to join that stage. Alright? And like I said, you clear a stage, you unlock the next one, and then if you go up to the very last stage, you will be able to take on Hao's stage, who does not exist in the game yet. Each stage will give you 1 orb and various items, which you can see in game later, or check out news for what the actual rewards were. But the notable rewards for this is if you're able to clear all 5 stages, clear Hao's stage, you will automatically be given a max luck Hao. You don't have to farm for him, you just clear it once and you're done. They just give you a max luck monster in Hao. You also get a Hao Good Job sticker and a title that says Shaman King. Very nice. And let's see, of course the login bonuses, you've probably seen Choco Love McDonald fill up your box every time you log in. That's because you get 9 copies of him. I think, right? Yeah, 9 copies every day. And what's nice is Choco Love will function as a max luck monster for the duration of the collab, just like Kyoyama Anna. What is different about Choco Love here is that if you log in enough days, you will be able to max luck him, so you'll be able to use him as a max luck for the future of Monster Strike after the collab ends. And just a note that the Tokudamas come on day 5 and 10, so make sure you are not missing out on those so that you can maximize your reward. And you know what? I'll just do that Tokudama right here since we're talking and finish off the day. And you can see that my gacha pulls were a complete bust. You probably saw that video. Really disappointing to see, but such is life. And we'll finish off the day with... Oh! Okay, we'll finish off the day with Minazuki Ao saying, is a Formula guy? Oh yeah, Shuttle Axel. Great. We'll say goodbye with him. Maybe I should always end a video with a single gacha pull. No, I think I'm good. Anyways, that's it for me today. Let me know if you have any questions for the collab. Again, I know how crazy the strike shots looked. Actually, I guess it's kind of weird to end the collab on not a Shaman King stage, but I guess now that my box is full, I can't do that anyway, so you get to enjoy Lorelei there. But yeah, like Yo's strike shot, being able to keep that in mind. Again, if you just care about the thresholds, just remember 350 is 9, 400 is 7, and it just goes by one, down by 1 every 50 to, you know, completely kill a single bar, right? You're not going to be able to really overkill because it's a percentage thing, and there is a cap. And if there wasn't a cap, it would be pretty insane. But with that cap, it's just a reasonable strike shot. So, and yeah, all this mess with Horo Horo and Taoren depending on HP. Good luck. But yeah, do keep in mind that the ratings were lowered for Horo Horo and Asakura Yo. You know, when I checked it midway through this video. So, such is life. Wow, 30 minutes. So, if you're still here, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. You know, any viewage I get from you makes it worth it, and do know I appreciate your time and efforts. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them. But otherwise, you know, it's almost time for Thanksgiving. I'll be able to go home this weekend, hopefully get some rest at my parents' place. You'll see the background change probably in the next few days, yeah, it'll be hopefully a nice break from the hectic world of work that is very tiring right now. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like, subscribe button, comment below, ENG Monst, Discord, and until next time, bye bye.